This is the wine that I have. See. Very tasty. It has not been opened yet. I am not a terrible wino. But, funny thing, I also have this wine. Because when we did the, what do you call it? Volunteer thingy. I was writing everyone's name on the board because Ramsey asked me to, and at the end he's like, "Who wants this wine?" And I was like, "Me?" And he's like, and then other people were like, "Me." And he's like, "Oh, well, Elizabeth wrote it down, so she gets it." And oh, funny thing, my Italian teacher calls me Elisabetina. Elisabetina, not Elisabetta, not Elizabeth, Elisabetina. I said I was gonna have until I gotta go to class. Anyway. So I think that's really cute. I'm Elisabetina. Elisabetina is pretty. Anyway, okay, so the vines and the vineyard and it was great. It was fantastic. So then we left and we went to get like gelato. Except it wasn't gelato, it was like shaved ice. In this little town off to the side. And it was, so pretty. Like, the wind was just right, and the waves were just right, and the clouds were fantastic. And Kristen, her camera battery was dying, so I let her use my camera, and she took a bunch of pictures. Speaking of which, I should find her on Facebook. Anyway, so she took a bunch of pictures, and I noticed these people were coming over, and I thought they were just, around. But then they were singing. Like, they were actually doing little exercises, and I'm like, oh, it's a choir! And I was thinking that I really wanted to be in a choir. I could actually join a theater group if I wanted to. You have to sign up, but it's like €10 a class, and I don't really have €10 a class. So, oh well. And then, so we had that, and Kristen got stuck, so I was waiting for her, and we were like behind everyone else, and we went to get stuff. But then we saw the group setting up, and it was exactly like, choir everywhere else. Like, they had the metal stands that they were standing on, and right smack dab in the middle was this really attractive guy. Like, I could tell from far away that but of course he's wearing like this black sweater, and he had this kind of like broody artistic look about him, but he like, when he smiled, and I could see, he like smirked a little, and I was like, oh, fangirling. So I decided, well, I'm going to get a picture of the choir, might as well get a picture of him at the same time. So I got a picture of the entire choir, and I was like, well, I'll just break it up because I don't think I got the whole thing. So I took a picture of the girls. Well, as I was taking a picture of the girls, the guy walks over to where the girls are, and I'm like, yeah, that works. So then I look at the picture, and then I go to take a picture of the guys. He was just over on the other side, talking with the girl on the keyboard, and he walks over to the other side, so I got a picture of him in that one too. And then I was like, might as well. So when we were walking, I did a close-up and got one picture. It's on my Facebook. I think he's darling, and I wish I could find it again, but it's not gonna happen. And I really wish I had like waved at him when he was watching us, but when I looked over at the group when we were walking behind them, because he was watching us leave, he like looked away. So I was like, oh, I need to wait. Anyway, then we left and came back home. The end of that day, that was Saturday. And on Sunday, I didn't do much of anything at all. I just kind of flopped out. Never mind. I did do something. I was gonna go for a hike with the majority of the group, and we got the bus pass, €3 for like 2 hours on this bus pass. Like, awesome, right? And it like never expires, so I can use it whenever, I guess. So we went to wait for the bus. Well, it turns out that Franca had read the bus schedule wrong. We thought it was leaving at 11:55. It left at 11:30. So we were waiting around until like 12:30 when the bus finally shows up. And we're like, oh, well, let's leave. And he says that they're not leaving until 1. So we're like, ugh, it's really, really hot, because it was really hot. Let's just go. Went to use the bathroom, went to relax in the shade, came back, the bus was gone. We were not gone for more than 15 minutes. The bus left without us, right? Like, it was supposed to leave at 1, and it left before then. So we were waiting a little bit, and then decided, it's not worth it. So we were going to go back, and then half the group decides, well, why don't we just walk to where we're going? It's like a 10-minute drive. It shouldn't take more than like half an hour, 45 minutes to walk there. So we trekked out. Like, we split a little more than half. And we decided to go for a walk and walked up the street, and we're about, a certain way there, and the girls just gave up. They're like, screw this, I'm not walking all the way, we're calling a taxi. So they called a taxi. We had to walk all the way back to the bus stop, get in the taxi, and go. And we didn't end up going to the hiking place. We went to the beach, of which there are pictures, and it was gorgeous there. But I'm going to let the pictures speak for themselves. And I just kind of wandered off on my own, because they were all having fun swimming, and I didn't have my swimsuit. So I just took pictures. That was pretty cool. And then we came back, and then that was it. That was that day. Yep. Yesterday was another school day, just doing the school thing. I have to pay for the internets, though, so cross your fingers. Hopefully something will. It'll work, which means I need to withdraw like another €50 because you know how in America you can take out like $40 minimum? Well, here it's like €50 minimum, and I really don't like taking that much out at a time. I really, really don't. But there's nothing I can do. So, I guess. So I had to do that before I go back to school today. I wanted to go with someone, but there's nobody here to walk with. Oh well. And that is my updates of the past couple of days. That would have taken much too long to write because I'd remembered things, forgotten things, whatever. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful time there in America, and I hope this semester goes well. It's been a week. Still haven't found an Italian nobleman, but maybe I should be looking for a Sicilian nobleman. Although, thinking about it, I honestly think that if anyone was rich enough to be like a nobleman, they'd probably be part of the mafia. So, I'm not sure that's a good or a bad thing. Bad thing. But yeah, if you guys want to know anything about what I'm learning, the mafia, archaeology, mythology, which is more archaeology in it than anything, let me know. I can let you know. I have this fabulous book called Cosa Nostra, and it's